What's up, Epic 7? Happy Mola Thursday. It's time for this week's Holo Trials video. Today we're going to be fighting the Rampaging Astromancer Elena, and surprise, surprise, the unit that you want to use in this is the unit that's currently on the banner. Yes, Smogate is keeping with the theme of selling the new unit through Holo Trials. So if you have Seska, this is going to be a pretty easy week for you to get a high score. If you don't have her, then I don't know. Surely somebody did something down here without her, but let's get into this team, the techs, and how to do it. First things first, you have to have one ML5, or not ML5, but one ML unit on the team somewhere. I would recommend Kayron because he is literally just built for this, or you could run Kiki Rat, another ML unit. You can get Kiki Rat through the Rangar's Chaotic Full Moon Festival. It's going to take a little bit of money to unlock that, but 900 Sky Stones and it's yours. You also need to have a thief in the back. Surprise, surprise. That's going to be Setska. So other than that, you need two super fast units. One who can spam a lot of AoEs. Dizzy is a fast unit who spams AoEs on her S1. Fire Charlotte, if you build her fast, has got AoEs on her S1 as long as you can keep her buffs up. Not as easy as you'd think. Yuna is ideal because she also gives attack buffs and buffs in general in her kit. Spams AoEs on her S1. Abyssal Euphine. All of these are options for the Yuna spot, and Acades is tough to replace. You could probably, especially if you're going to try to use an RGB in the front, you could probably try to pull it off with Doris, but not going to be as easy. She is our Soul Weaver. Let's go over the units first. My Kayron, I just put him on light. Let's change this guy. Lifesteal is so not needed. Let's milk some damage out of this guy. Let's milk some damage. Destro and Torrent, sure. Let's see if we can get a little something out of him. This isn't taking from anybody, keeping him slow. Okay, lovely, lovely, lovely. So Kayron is going to be my counter unit. You need to have a unit that has a counter attack buff in their kit to be able to get out of the break, or out of the transition phase and into the break phase. That's why Kiki Rat and Kayron are so good, is they proc counter attacks. You could use Charles, you could try it with Ervalin, you could give it a swing with Senya, any unit that gives a counter buff, but there's so many strips in this. Kayron is the best because he keeps reapplying it and you don't have to worry about strips nearly as much. Built Kayron with as much damage as I could stuff on him, gave him the Holo Trials artifact for additional attack. It's a little something something. You don't need a ton of damage on your Kayron, but hey, every little bit helps. Don't worry about bulk or anything. We've got plenty of healing in the form of Acades. Now, my first time through, I did this with Touch of Rekos. I'm going to try it with a damage boosting artifact. Let me see, we'll use Aram's Whistle. You could use Super Duper Water Gun Shooter, you could use Card of Small Miracles, but where is it? I'm going to use the Whistle. 8% is better than 5%. We'll give that a try. Acades, you want as fast as humanly possible. You want her to cycle. She is the heart and soul of stacking focus in the break phase by doing non-attack skills, and she is your healer, so you need to make sure she is healing things up. As for an exclusive equipment, it doesn't really matter. I guess in a perfect world, the increases healing on Rapid Cure would be best, but it's not a big deal. Just pick one and run with it. They all basically do the same thing here. Third unit on the team is Yuna. That's right, everybody. Yuna, fastest Yuna you can build. Literally just go into your in-game fribbles and say build her fast. You want to give her crit chance and crit damage for a little extra something something? Sure, that's great. Much like Kayron, it's bonus, it's icing on the cake, but it's certainly not required. She's just there to spam AoEs and to be a non-attack skill giver. Again, you can replace her with Dizzy, Euphine, all those other AoE units on their S1. I gave her Warhorn for extra damage. Her exclusive equipment really doesn't matter. Final unit is Setska, and surprise, surprise, you build her full-ass nuclear. Base speed, everything into HP and crit damage. Remember, she's an HP scaler. It's not that her attack doesn't matter, but HP matters more. I put her on the artifact Frantic Flight, so I'm actually overcapped on crit. Like, seriously overcapped. Like, really, she's already 15 overcapped, so this makes her 25 overcapped. I could probably dive into Fribbles and make this better, but I ain't got time for that. We're just going to run her like this, as much damage as you can stack. The better Setsuka you can make, the higher your score is going to be, because she is, I would say, 85 to 90% of your score. All right, let's go. Start of the fight, make sure you have auto turned off, and we will take a big ass hit from Astromancer Elena. Puts heal block on everybody. Now, you can't really survive this with heal blocks. You're going to need to cleanse that, but first, do not use your S2. You will run out of hits. Just start right out with your AoE. We need to get rid of these skill nulls, so start out with the S1, do some damage. Addons, instead of attacking, she's going to S3. We got to get rid of these heal blocks. Another hit. You notice Kayron's immunity got stripped. The ads strip. Your not immunity, but counter buff got stripped. The ads will strip. We're just going to S1 here, take us down to 90%. Yuna goes again, takes us down to 85, and takes our skill nulls down to 2. We're going to attack with the S1 down to 80%. Strip again. Kayron is going to use his AoE so that we can tag the ads and take them down to 1 hit. Now we're down to 1. Kayron gets his immunity back. Astromancer Elena does not strip, so that lets Kayron go through. Now we are down to skill nulls are gone. This lets us kill the ads, and that's going to make this very clean and easy. We're going to S1 down to 65%. Setsuka's going to take us down to 60%, and that's enough to push break phase. We're going to do a little extra something here. Don't worry about this going off too early. We will get that focus back in the break phase big time. Astromancer Elena yawns, and now we just need to hit with a counterattack. So that's pretty easy, guys. We S1 here. We get the counterattack buff back. She hits. She eats a counterattack, and that pushes us into the break phase. That's why you need the counterattack buff. Now, any other unit, you would have used the skill that gives you the counter buff there, and that would have pushed you into break phase as well. Now, in this phase, we need to get her focus all the way up and get the number on her that's going to appear up above her up to 3. That'll give you maximum damage. You do this through non-attack skills. So we'll use Yuna's non-attack skill to not only start us out, but give an attack buff. So there's an attack buff, and we got this. Now we'll use another non-attack skill. Now you're going to have to check your own turn order, your own cycling. You need to make sure you leave the break phase with Addons' ability to do her S3. If Addons' S3 is not up, you will die as soon as you leave break phase. I found that for my speeds and my tunings, starting out with her S2 is what works. Experiment with your own and decide if you're going to start with the S2 or the S3. So I'm going to start with the S2 on myself, of course. That gets us up to a number 1. Now we're at the 400. Now this dispels after using a skill. So we want to use our non-attack skill here so we don't lose that stacking number. So we'll S3 here. That gets us up to a 2. Yuna's just going to hit. This is where that extra damage from having actual decent damage on these units comes into play. We're going to S3 here. That's going to heal up. So we can just drop an S1 here, do a little damage. And we're going to S2 here. This is why I said the tuning is important. This is going to reset my Addons because we're getting ready to leave the break phase. So we're going to S2 here. I'm just going to S1 Kayron. I think it's going to be more damage than his S3. I hope it is. Well, S1. Yeah, it was a chonk. But now you notice we've got this number 3. That's the highest number you can get. So we've got the 1200% increase. Look at our health, guys. Look at our health. 367,232 health on this Setsuka. And we've got the attack buff, which I know she's an HP scaler, but it still helps a little bit. And she's full focus. So when we hit, we're going to proc her extra attack. Let's drop this hit in for a 3 million point hit. She licks the bell, and she drives the last hit home for an additional 1.2 million, 1.2, I don't know, whatever that number was. We're up to 7 million points right now. Now you see the heal block and the fact that nobody has any health. This is why it's important to make sure your Addons S3 is ready when you exit this phase. So time whether you do the S2 or the S3 first. We're going to do the S3 here. knock the skill nulls down a little bit. We're going to S3 to heal, get rid of the heal blocks. And now we're back to what we were doing last phase. We're dropping her HP bar, getting as close to 60 as we can get. We'll S1 here, 85. We're going to S1 here down to 80. We're going to use the Fister Twister. Do a nice AoE hit. Stripped and stripped and stripped. S1, that's going to expose the baddies. 65. 60. Her AoE hit. And that gets rid of the bad guys. We're into the pre-break phase. We just need a counter. So we're going to S1 here. That's going to get our counterattack buff up. She hits. Swish, swish, swish. We're into the break phase. Okay. Lather, rinse, repeat, guys. We use our non-attack skill. That'll give the special buff and an attack buff. We're going to S2 ourselves because it's still the same speed tuning. So for me, I start with an S2. We're going to S3 non-attack skill so we don't lose the number. We're up to number 2. Get a little hit off here. S3. Heal off here. S1. Chop, chop, chop. S1. Another hit. Reset myself. Man, she almost freaking cut me there. That's close. Speed tuning, everybody. Reset my skill so I'll be able to heal coming out of this. There we go. Max focus, number 3, attack buff. Everything going our way. We'll S1, drop the big hit in. 14.8 million into the extra attack for another 1.7 million points. We're up to 16 million so far. Okay, one more time around the horn, guys. We do an AoE. We S3 to get rid of these heal blocks. S1 over here. Ouch. S1. Get those adds down to 2. S1 down to 80%. Fist the adds down another notch off of their skill null down to 1. Hit, counterattack, swish, swish, swish. That gets rid of their skill nulls. One more hit and they're gone. Yuna drops them. Those guys are off the field. 70%. We're going to hit here for 65%. We need one more hit. This one won't count. It has to be unique hits. And one more hit here, 60. Okay, we do this. Hit, hit, hit. We proc the counter buff, hit, pushing us into the final phase. Non-attack skill. Non-attack skill. Now it doesn't really matter which one you use first because we die at the end of this break phase. So, yeah, I'm just gonna S3. Why not? S1 a hit here. I'm very tempted to S2 Seska, but I think I'll cycle myself out of an attack buff, so screw it. I'll just S2 myself. Why mess with perfection? Maybe you could find a way to S2 Setsuka to give a little bit extra time around the horn, a little extra time for these guys to do some chip damage. I mean, yeah, it's a little something something. S1 here, and the final hit. 25.7 into my last attack for 27.8 million. Now, if you really want to play the RNG game, you really want to try to get extra stuff, you could try Dust Devil to see if you can get an extra proc out of it, but you've only got 3 chances for Dust Devil to do anything for you, and if it doesn't proc, you are giving up a ton of damage. A ton of damage, losing out on the crit damage boost from Frantic Flight. Personally, I don't know. If you want to try to really get those super high scores, you could Dust Devil it out, but it's already so damn much RNG on Hall Trials, I couldn't be asked to do it, and I don't recommend you do it either. So that's it, guys. That is my guide so far. I'm sure some big brains will figure out a better score, but right now, that's how I got to the number 4 spot. Gotcha, Eat the Bread. Gotcha. Eat the Bread used Abyssal Euphine. Very clever. In place of Yuna. She would work too. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good one, everybody.